It's currently 10 minutes past midnight where I'm at, but I've attempted to stream 3 times today and it all failed. So, so third time's the charm, I hope. But I just want to apologize beforehand if my voice is kind of, if I don't sound very good, just because, I don't know, I really got to figure out how to speak from my diaphragm, just because I feel like it's all coming from my throat. Anyway, yes, welcome back. This is my third attempt, and without talking any further, I'm gonna hop right into this art commission. So this is an art commission piece. Wow, words. This is an art commission piece I'm doing for my friend named Lauren. It's her self-ship with Erwin Smith from Attack on Titans. And I know I've done this introductions a couple of times, but I've deleted all of my older videos just so I can start fresh. So here we are. Yeah, I'm naming this one part 1. So yeah, I am trying to experiment with some sunset lighting. Whoa, sorry about that. I am experimenting with some indoor sunset lighting. So we have very warm highlights coming in from over here. And we have cooler purplish shadows coming from the back. And because this isn't like the first part really, I've done the other things. I already laid down my highlights. So this time, with this particular technique I'm doing, I'm actually working on highlights first. And then I'm slowly starting to add in shadow. So as you can see over here, I'm currently working on shadow 1, which is the layer is set to multiply. I'm doing this on Photoshop. The layer is set to multiply. And I just have this lavender type of color that I'm just applying onto them. I'm gonna adjust my opacity to around 30 to 40, and we'll slowly work our way with layering them slowly. Alright, cool. Actually, let me show you how it looks like without this layer. So this was like the past couple of parts that I've live streamed this, which was just me putting in highlights. And then here we are with shadow 1. So Erwin's shadows are pretty much kind of blended through for the most part. Yeah, except for his hair. So I'm gonna hop on that right now first, just to get it over with. And honestly, I kind of like the way it looks more strand-like. So I'm probably not gonna go too crazy with blending. So I think a lot of mistakes that people make when they're blending their work, like when they are working with a blending tool, is they tend to overblend. And the picture just kind of looks too perfect. I do not recommend overblending. I like to see the textures in there. Ooh, actually I should fix this like little white spot over there. What is causing it? I'm just gonna filter through my layers. Okay, so it's that one. Nope, that's not the color. Let's see what color that is. Cool. Alright, there we go. And then we're back on track to working on our shadows again. I just gotta copy paste the name of that color that I used. I hope I'm not talking too closely to my microphone. I don't want to hear you breathing. I mean, I don't want you to hear me breathing. So when I make my artworks, I don't usually stream with music on, but I just kind of want to try something different. I don't know. I feel like I've worked a bunch today, so I kind of want to chill out and jam out to some music. So the music I'm streaming today is by my husband. His band is called Gimme. You can find him on Spotify. I will share a link somewhere, yeah, probably in the description of this video if that's how it works. I'm kind of new. But yeah, no, he makes really cool music. Like, I'm not just saying this because he's my husband, but I genuinely do enjoy his work. I also know that if I post this on YouTube, in which I do have YouTube, it's the exact same username with my Twitch, which is Notesbro. That's going to be where I post all of my past live streams. So yeah, where was I going with that? Oh, I am definitely going to post a link to his Spotify under that description. I know for sure YouTube has a description box. But yeah, check him out. It's pretty cool. I'm also picking his music because I know like I can post on there without copyright issues. Because I have the artist's permission. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So I know it's kind of late, but I'm hoping to maybe stream for maybe 2 or so hours tonight. I am quite a night owl, so it's not really a problem. I mean, it's not a problem if I'm enjoying this. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, the first time I did my live stream, I was so scared. It's just, I mean, the whole point of me live streaming, I think, is just to overcome my shyness, and just to kind of have some sort of human interaction. To be honest, kind of forgot how to interact with people. I've spoken to my cat even more than I had with like other people, really. So that's what we're working with. But it's been good. Like, it's been really nice talking to you guys. Like, if I promote my broadcasting link to my friends, they tend to come, but kind of just want to chill out tonight and just do my thing. But if anybody's watching this and you want to interact, please interact. I love talking to anybody. Also, I feel like my streaming quality had increased very drastically. That's because I kind of just gave in, complained about my poor sound quality and just, well, my poor streaming quality in general. And he's pretty good with computers and stuff. So he just came and just set everything up for me. Basically, this microphone is like, so as I've said earlier, my husband makes music, as you're listening to some right now. So he has a couple of recording equipment. And the microphone that I'm using is the one that he used to sing with. And this is like before he upgraded, so he doesn't really use this anymore. So then I kind of just stole it. I didn't steal it. He he let me borrow. But yeah, I got very lucky. Honestly, kind of hoping my cat would join me at some point tonight. But I think she's cuddling my husband at the moment. So in this stream, I might be kind of quiet. Just because this is how it is when I'm in the zone. But I just want to say this again, that if you happen to swing by my video and you ever want to interact, please never hesitate to. I love talking to you guys. I think live streaming is a lot more fun with interaction, so I'd be very grateful of any. Sorry guys, just one moment. Sorry, I'll just be a second. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. Okay, here we are. Man, honestly, I haven't heard a lot of the newer music my husband had put out. It's like, I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like he's definitely changed his style a little bit, but it's all very, like, him, you know? I'm very proud of him. He's just so good at what he does. Sorry, I'm just totally crushing on my on my own husband. I feel like I tend to do so much better at these type of materials, you know? Like in terms of highlights and shadows. I just seem to have kind of a better understanding of it. Whereas with fabric, I'm still sort of new, kinda. I don't know. Well, ultimately, I'm the most comfortable shading and highlighting skin tones. But I think these like smaller details are also a lot of fun to work with. And more organic details, such as, more organic subjects, such as like the rose I have up top there. That's a lot of fun as well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That is some shiny leather strap. I can't believe that the uniform design is just, I don't know, to me I feel like it was really complex, and the fact that in the manga they had to draw it so many times just like kind of blows my mind. I don't know how they do it. Maybe it's just very easy for them because they're like the ones who designed it. Keep saying it's them, but like, oh shoot, what is the mangaka's name? Oh, this is kind of embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Big fans of Attack on Titans. It's just been a minute since I've seen this show. I'm just switching over to highlight just real fast. Just want to fix that strap. Highlight's too hot. Alright, hopping back onto shadows. Honestly, I might kind of pull an all-nighter and just like get this entire thing done tonight. And the majority of it, I feel like I've just kind of, it's taken me a little longer than I would have liked it to. Also, I'm just itching to see it done. This is kind of like the juicy part of the coloring, you know? Like once you get to the shadow or like the highlight part, it's kind of like the latter end of your race. And I like it. Just goes by kind of fast. Because when I start, I can't stop. Honestly, making the switch over to digital art had been incredibly life-changing. I don't know. I've definitely explored digital art when I was younger, when I got my very first tablet, but I was kind of intimidated because I felt like I never was ever in tune with it, and I thought I just was just not fit for it. But little did I know it comes with practice. So I did like an October drawing challenge thing where I basically I basically posted like a picture a day pretty much for 5 days a week for the entire month of October. So I think I landed around like 27 drawings, I believe. I got most of them done on time except for maybe like one. So I was very proud of myself. My work ethic from uni days is still there. I cannot hand my homework in late. Just can't. It's just not in my nature. It would stress me out too badly. I honestly can't believe, or I'm still kind of confused as to how I survived college, to be honest. I was just so constantly overworked and I was just so stressed. If you ever saw me on campus, I probably have like a very heavy backpack, a terrible dark circles under my eyes, and this like fake put on intimidating look just because I didn't want anybody to like come ask me directions or anything. I was such an asshole. But I don't know, my friend said my scary expression doesn't very work. Blah. My scary expression does not work. I don't know. I feel like it works sometimes. Nah. I'm actually not that mean. I'd like to think that. Oh, but I brought it up because I am kind of a workaholic ever since I was very little. I was just always kind of in denial that I was one because my mom was one. My mom is a very big workaholic. So I was like, no, I'm not like that. I'm different. But little did I know, it runs in the blood. But yeah, my entire family are night owls. Now that I think about it, I don't have my own room when I was younger. Well, I mean, if I were to go back to Thailand right now, which is like where I'm from, I would still not have my own room. My bedroom would be shared with my parents and my brother, who is 4 years older than me. And there's just zero privacy. So the first time I ever have my own room is like in college, actually. Yeah. No, that's a lie. So there was this one time, I think I was in high school. I went somewhere, I'm trying to remember, was it high school? It might have been middle school because I was when my brother was like more of a competitive swimmer, like a national competitive swimmer. So we'd travel a lot to go watch him swim. But I was like kind of old enough for my parents to kind of just let me have my own room. So this place that we stayed at, and we arrived like late at night as well. So this place I stayed at, there's this spare room that nobody is claiming because my brother claimed one, my parents claimed one, and my uncle claimed one. So I was like, oh, you know, like this is kind of nice. Like I'll have my own room, see how it's like. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have my own room. So then I walked over with all of my stuff, and instantly after I closed the door, I just kind of like look around me. It's kind of scary. Like out the window, I can see trees dancing around at night. I can hear the little crickets like judging me. And the hallways are hella scary. It's like an older looking Thai house as well, so it's like kind of scary. If you've been to Thailand or if you're Thai, you probably kind of know what I'm talking about. I hope I'm not just kind of blabbering about something random. I kind of am though. But point is, it was kind of scary. And yeah, for a second I was like, oh shoot, man, like if I go to college, I have my own room. Like, is this gonna be how it's like for at least 4 years? But nah, it was great. I enjoy having my own privacy. It's been very nice. I'm definitely more of like a hermit roommate. Just like never shows out. Like never leaves my room. I'm just really shy. I don't know. Sometimes if my roommate is like in the kitchen and he can be like my very good friend as well. Not he, I mean like my roommate could be like my very close friend and I'd still be kind of anxious to go to the kitchen if they're like chilling in the kitchen, you know? Just the thought of having a conversation just kind of makes me nervous sometimes. I know, it's kind of ridiculous. It does get kind of bad. I think Erwin's mostly done, just needs to do his hand. I may or may not be looking at my own hand as I'm doing this. Oops. It's too dark. The brighter your highlights are, the more harsh your shadows will also be. Something to keep in mind. Kind of feel like my highlight is a little bit too desaturated, but I'm gonna fix that later at the very end with the hue and saturation. We're gonna be messing around with the hue and saturation a little bit, so don't worry. We'll get there. So for this layer of blending, I want to use a larger blending brush, and I want to kind of get more of that gradient effect going on, because if you don't use a larger blending brush for the stage, it's just going to kind of look odd. It's going to look way too contrasty. You're not going to have any undertones of like the purple shade to kind of like guide your eyes to the more specific, like harsher shadows. So this is just going to provide a smoother transition into that. So kind of like as you've seen I've done here for Erwin. So Lauren's face will not be receiving a lot of sun. Not only is she not receiving a lot of sun, but her hair is also blocking that. And then if you feel like you've overblended and then there's like no warmth left, you can always go back in with an eraser at a lower opacity and just slowly carve your way through with the shadows until you're happy. I'm also looking at a reference photo right now of someone who's like backlit. Around 45 degrees backlit. so crazy how much of a difference this little shadow over here makes. Like her face is definitely starting to take more shape now. So I think this music's kind of coming to a loop. Let me see. So I had been brainstorming a few possible type of contents I can make with my live streams, and I was thinking definitely commissions, because these ones are the easiest ones for me to do because I'm already working, so I just have to stream as I work. And trying to think, well, on days when I don't have commissions, I'm probably just gonna do like just streaming me working on my art, and we can hang out as we are currently. That, and then maybe do something a little bit more interactive. I'd love to definitely show my face one day. It's just kind of late at night and I'm just not really feeling it. But definitely one day I would love to do like a just chat type of deal, where, because I pretty much do my doodles daily anyway, as a part of my practice, just so I can kind of maintain my traditional drawing skills. So how about I do that, but you guys can tell me what you want me to doodle, and then I'll do that. We'll see how it turns out. So that could be another one. And I could do like a little drawing challenge thing where hopefully some of my artist friends might be down to do with me. Where it'll be the two of us or like however many guests are down to join. And I'm kind of hoping to do like one guest each time, just so we can have like the broadcast dedicated to them pretty much. And you guys can tell us what to do, or we come up with a list of things to draw, and then we kind of just set a timer, and we'll see like what we could do in a specific amount of time. And it doesn't even have to be an artist, I think. I just think any friend would be fun to do this with. So that might be another thing that might be fun. And you guys can tell us what you think about our drawings. Yeah, I think that's all I kind of have so far, but like that's a decent amount, and I can kind of I can see us not running out of ideas or like different topics to do. I can kind of keep doing that because they all just sound like really fun things to do, and they're already what I do normally, so. But I'm gonna hold off on that for now just because I'm pretty new on Twitch, and I think it would be a lot more fun if I have a little bit more, a few more people following me and like interacting with me, Because it's quite interaction based after all. So we'll see how it goes. For now, I'm primarily gonna be focusing on doing these kind of like, come hang out with me while I color, or like come hang out with me while I draw digitally. So I hope that's okay, and I hope you like the ideas I've thought of, because I'm very excited to do it. Or if you have any other suggestions for what else I can maybe do, I would absolutely love to hear it. It would be incredibly helpful for me. Oh, almost forgot. So if you want to get notified for those stuff and like for when I'm gonna stream again, please follow me. You will get a notification. If you want, of course. If not, that's cool too. I'll just be vibing here. So I'm gonna kind of get rid of this highlight a bit. Just kind of tone it down. Don't get rid of it completely. Just because it was just a little too hot. Get rid of some of this as well. It's way too hot. actually feel like the shadow's a little too dark. 'Cause as much as it's bent in, like, it wouldn't be this crazy. I mean, her legs are still right there. Yeah, that's much better. I'm just kind of doing a general sweep over here. Just because I feel like the highlights over here should not be that crazy. Like, not too intense. And by too intense, I mean like, yeah, the highlights should still be apparent, but it shouldn't be fully warm. There should be like a mix of purple into it. Hi, Julia Art. Thanks for joining me. How are you doing tonight? Or today? I'm not really sure what your time zone is. Thanks for saying hi, though. I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, it's great meeting new people as well. You have no idea how excited. Wow, words. You have no idea how excited I was to see your chat because I really wasn't expecting anyone tonight. But yes, sorry, I wasn't being very conversational a second ago. My day was good. I tried. This is like my third time streaming today, so I'm really sorry if my voice is a little bit kind of like blah. But it's good. My husband is asleep at the moment, probably. So I'm expecting my cat to barge into my office anytime now, because she usually comes and hangs. She usually comes and hangs out here with me at night. And then if I work too hard, she'll just like really try to get me to go to bed, like go to sleep. Oops. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool you work in your own manga. What stage are you in with your manga? I'd really love to work on my manga as well, but honestly, I've just been working on commissions back to back. I haven't really had the time to work on it too much. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So we're like around the same stage with where I'm at with my manga as well. So I kind of spent like quite a bit of time doing a lot of research just to work on my manga. Sorry, I spent a bit of time doing a lot of research just to write my manga, and I'm still nowhere close to being done, but I did spend quite a good bit of time working on writing down like the plot structure and everything. So at least I'm kind of just like at the screenwriting stage. But thinking back to when I had to define my characters and their personality traits and whatnot, it's like that was a lot of fun to do, and I'm just really excited to kind of just work work on more of my other characters, because there's still a few that I kind of have in mind, like how I want them to be, but still had not been fully defined yet. Oh wow, that is so cool. Like, I just read your little synopsis. Sorry, I mean your log line. And I think that's really interesting. Especially the part where she's able to turn herself to like a super tall, muscular girl. I thought that was like a little unique little aspect to it that just makes it stand out from the other storylines. So what type of genre is this? Because I know it can be approached in a couple of different ways. Sure, hit me with that funny question. Okay, so I think this layer of shadow is done. I'm gonna add another layer. I'm gonna set it to multiply, and I'm gonna be using the exact same color. I'm just gonna do the same thing, but this time I'm gonna blend it out a lot less, and I want to work on more of like the smaller details, like really carving out any part of the face or the subject that's gonna be like so much deeper. So for instance, like Erwin's cheekbones, because we want his cheekbones to be popping. I also just find that like the more layers of shadows we approach through, no, like we go to, the more fun it is for me. Just because like the smallest little detail you put in there, it's just gonna make a very big difference. And you kind of have to be a lot more decisive. Not really, you can always backspace, but you get what I mean. So real quick before I respond to your question, it's already looking like a lot of fun. I just read like the first few words. I just want to pull out my reference and really nail down the shadow real quick, and then I'll get back to you. It's just I only have one monitor. I just have my laptop. So like my screen space is kind of limited. I'm actually viewing your chats through my iPhone. All right, I'm back. I'm back to the chat. If I was a part of your story, and I'm a woman fugitive, and I'm faced with a girl who's like a mountain of muscle and super tall, she's here to take me to jail. Would I try to fight her or just be like, okay, I'm sorry, you can take me in handcuffs? Honestly. Good question. I think... let me think. Honestly, I would probably be kind of confused. But considering like how unfit I am, I'd probably just let her take me. And just kind of accept my fate. I mean, I have no idea what happens after. But it also kind of depends what I have on me. Like, I did do kendo when I was in high school. Like, I was in the kendo club. And I did a little bit of boxing as well. So I have like a little bit of a self-defense knowledge. But if this person is very massive, I don't have anything on me. Okay. My kickboxing skill is not that good enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna let her take me. I mean, I definitely kind of question her first as to like why are you taking me? But like if I know I didn't do anything, maybe there's a way someone can bail me out. What would you have done? I would love to know what you would have done. Dude, honestly, like with how unfit I've been, I probably can't even run that far from her. Like, I'm not even gonna try. Oh, yeah, no, zero chances of survival for me here. Yeah, and I'm also not that tall to begin with. I'm like 5'3" if you round up some numbers. So like her height alone would have like freaked me out. I do miss the good old days when I used to be tall though. It was like before everybody else would hit puberty. Like I was in a basketball team, and when I'd have like a little competition, like a friendly competition match with the school nearby, I just remember how scared everybody was when they saw me in the team. They were like, "Oh my goodness, she's so tall. Ah, so scary." And then look at me now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, paint me the picture. I want to see what you're thinking. Yeah, I mean, honestly, regardless of the setting or the situation I'm in, just the mention of like someone who's 2 times taller than me and um yeah, and like I'm a woman fugitive situation. Wow, what am I saying? Well, my whole point is just like I'm probably not going to fight. Yeah. Nah. I'm Yeah, dude, I'm screwed. I'd love to know what you'd do though. What would you do if you were in the situation? Cuz the thing is like I know if I fight back, like that's she's only just going to hit me back harder and that's just going to worsen it. Yeah, exactly. Nah, same here. It was an interesting situation to imagine yourself in, though. Definitely hope I wouldn't have to be in that sort of situation ever in my life. But yeah, your manga sounds really interesting. Like, if this was actually a thing that that maybe your protagonist is going through, I imagine. Well, not your protagonist, because your protagonist is the person who can transform into a very tall person. Oh, are you asking me if I imagine if I can see her using handcuffs or something like zip ties? If she doesn't have a car? Um hmm, what's your setting? Like I think it also depends upon like what your setting is and like what year this is, you know? I feel like it was like the older days, like I don't think people's really gonna care too much. Unfortunately. Like you can maybe kind of get away with that. Got you. That it's in the older times. And do you kind of have an idea of like which, like what country this is, or like the area, or is this a made up world? Because I mean, if this is like a made up world, then you have all the freedom to do whatever you want, as long as your world building has its own set of rules that make sense. Yeah, see, that is something you might also want to consider if, like, I think for me, it makes the most sense for me with the type of workflow that I do to build my world first and then put the characters in it. Because then I understand like how the rules of that world works and whether or not I want my characters to follow that rule or if they're like a rule breaker. It's just easier to do it that way for me. So say like if you're building your own world and people are just crappy all the time and it's not odd to see people being mistreated, then I feel like your bounty huntress wouldn't really care about like hiding the handcuffs or anything or the zip ties. Um yeah, I mean, I think aesthetically speaking as well, like on top of that, I would say handcuffs is like the more classic way to go just cuz the first thing that comes to mind when I think of people riding horses, I think of the the cowboy times, you know, the old west. Especially with like bounty hunters, like I just think of that. So then my mind associates with like real handcuffs. I also think real handcuffs are a lot more like visually appealing if you were to draw them in your manga. That's just me though. Whereas like with zip ties, I feel like it's more like more homemade, if that makes sense. So I mean, both option works really well. I mean, ultimately, you know the character the best. If you feel like there's someone who's just like, you know, a bit more of an official like bounty huntress or something, that probably use handcuffs. But if there's someone who's a little bit more spontaneous, then I think zip ties would work better with their characters. But that's just me. Do you have a preference or are you like kind of 50-50? Wow, I totally forgot to blend all this out on the first layer of shadows. Like the skirt area and Lauren's pants. No, please don't apologize about asking me questions. Um, well, firstly, I'm very glad you're like I'm grateful you're wow. I'm so sorry. It's approaching 2 a.m. and my brain's just like. But firstly, I'm just really grateful you're joining me tonight. Um, Secondly, I'm also very detail oriented. I used to do set design for film shoots and just working in general, like art department in general. So, um, I mean, I know it's a little bit different because it's like that's a film, and this is manga, but the same kind of principles and like studies apply. Because I'm also like applying that knowledge to my own comic book. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, what it comes down to, when you're trying to pick your props, your costume, your setting, or anything in general, it comes down to like a good understanding of the character, who they are as a person, what you think they like, and also like the time and place. If I have the power to turn myself into a mountain muscle and increase my height, if I think I can do that kind of job, um, maybe. I feel like if on top of that I were to spend a bit of time and improve my kickboxing skills and brushing off the rustiness of my kendo skills, I might be able to. I also did archery, so I got the range attack covered. um, yeah, so maybe. It's not really something of my interest at the moment, though, but but yeah, you know what I mean. I definitely do miss the thrill of like doing kendo or like doing kickboxing or doing archery, though. It's definitely a lot of fun. However, um I can't even hurt a mosquito. Like, I would feel very guilty accidentally smashing them. So I really don't think I could ever direct those attacks at a person, like, ever. So probably not. Like, for real, I'd feel so bad. Like, there was this one time when I was younger. I think I was in middle school. Yeah, I accidentally stepped on a millipede, and I cried. I was like feeling so bad for the millipede. I would not take him to jail. What did that old man do? I wouldn't hit him. No. Is this old man nice? Or is he like a nasty old man? He shoplifted? Well, maybe he just couldn't afford stuff. Maybe he just wanted some food. You know? I'm so bad. Oh, man. It wasn't his first time. Who is this old man? Like, where did I find him? Is he like a rich dude to begin with and he's just like shoplifting just 'cause he can? Or is he shoplifting out of like necessity? What did he shoplift? Did he shoplift food? If it's food, then I feel like I'd be a bit more understanding. Not that I support it, but like, you know. Dude, I don't want to hurt an old man. Just can't. Maybe I'll just do like a like there are moves where you're not actually hurting the person. You're just kind of making it difficult for them to do anything really. So if I can maybe do that and then like put handcuffs on him, send him to jail, and yeah, and like tell him not to do that again ever. What would you do? I want to know what you would want to do. Yeah, you should look it up. I'm not really sure like what they're called or anything, but no, there's definitely some like self-defense. It's a part of like the self-defense moves where it's just you kind of like put them in certain positions just so they couldn't do certain things to you, but you're like not actually hurting them unless you're like actually doing it to kill, but still, you know. And there's also like, and I think this is something that's really good to know as well, because there's like also these moves that you can do if you're like a smaller person trying to fight off a larger person. Yeah, so there's those, and then there's moves where it helps you to kind of break free. So that one, I think, usually you'll like kind of attack them a little bit, just to get them to momentarily let you go, so you can run. So yeah, you should look into that. My comic book has a lot of like fighting scenes and stuff like that as well. Cause it's a crime fiction genre. So I did look into a couple of like self-defense videos and reading about it and stuff. Oops. That was scary. How is this old man though? Do you think that he'd just give in because he feels like he can't fight the person? Or do you think he's just gonna like resist a bit? Because he's got the guts. Oh, if he's afraid of me already, then I'll just be like, okay, here's your cuffs. I'm just gonna put it on him. It's like, you know I have to do this. I feel like I'm just not giving you the best like ideas for character just because I'm such like a wimp. Yeah, it's like, you know the deal. Give me your hands. Like, don't even pretend like I didn't just caught you shoplifting. So let's just make it easy for the both of us. Something along the lines of that. Honestly, like, I'd probably even say that with a smile. Not like a mocking smile, just like a, just here to do my job. You know what I really love? Like, so what I really like is when, I really like characters that are just very massive in their physique, but they're just like the most gentle giants ever. Like, easily scared sometimes, or they just like, it just likes these particular things. Like, maybe they're just like cuddling like a little, like, plush doll. Is that how you'd pronounce? Like, maybe they have their own like little teddy bear and it's just super tiny. Yeah, so like big characters that I like the types of personality traits, it's like they're either just really easily scared or they're just like the softest people. Or, ooh, what I also really like are like big characters who are totally unaware that they are big. So they're just like really clumsy. Yeah, I also love like small characters that are badass. But there's just something extra endearing about like big characters who just do not know that they're big. Oh, Levi from like Attack on Titans? Dude, I love him. Oh, Levi's so badass. Man. I wasn't too crazy about Levi at first, and I think I was just trying to be edgy because like everybody liked Levi. But everybody liked Levi for a good reason because he's freaking cool. So I don't usually watch dub like ever, but I gotta say that the dub actor, like the dub voice actor for Levi and Erwin, are really good. Like, if I do not have a choice and like for some reason I have to watch a dub, like I would not mind. But Erwin's wow, sorry. What's his name? Why am I blanking out on this? The main character. Aaron. I can't bear Aaron's voice. It kills me. 'Cause like, damn. 'Cause Erwin and Levi's voice is so good. Not sure about the other characters' voices though. I didn't really watch dub. I was just curious one day as to how they'd sound like if they're speaking English. And just like looked up specific clips. It's just something about Erwin's dub voice actor. He just sounds like he's got a lot of like power. He just sounds like a leader. Especially in that one scene where he's like riding off into battle. That one was really good. Gave me the chills. Hell yeah, Mikasa's badass too. I think it's really cool that they made Mikasa kind of like the more quiet one. And I like it. Like, I like it when... Because I've noticed this about a lot of like anime where there's gonna be like seemingly badass female characters that like boast all these powers and stuff. And like they totally could have actually been badass if they were given the chance to like be badass without being saved by the dude character in the anime. Looking at you, Bleach. But if you're a Bleach fan, please don't come at me. I do love Bleach. I think Bleach is good if you know which ones to which episodes to skip through. And I've just like recently rewatched Bleach with my husband, and we're almost all the way through. But yeah, man, like the thing with Bleach is I wish that like there's so many cool characters. Like Rukia, for instance, in the very beginning, she was doing fine. And then like, I don't know, and then all of a sudden Ichigo got the power, and then now he's like saving everybody. I feel like with each different arc, it's always like another girl to save. So that kind of sucks. Oh well. Hi, welcome to my stream. Lehman, is that your name? I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. I read something wrong, but thank you. That's really sweet. I'm glad you're joining me tonight anyways. So thank you for popping by the chat and saying hi. Yeah, like with Erwin's voice. Doesn't even matter what gender I am, like honestly. Just hearing Erwin telling me to charge forward or wherever he says, like I'll be like, okay. And then falls off my own horse. Ooh, yeah, you like the antagonists. Well, except for Byakuya. How far are you in with Bleach? I'm so glad you watched Bleach too. Cause I was afraid that I was just rambling on and like nobody would understand what I'm saying. Cause Bleach is kind of old. Like I remember watching that show like in high school. I'm trying to think which characters are my favorite. I would say definitely Ishida. I really like Ishida. He's a sensible man, very smart. Yeah, I like him. He knows how to sew, so I think that's pretty cool. Who else do I like? I definitely think Byakuya is absolutely beautiful, and I would love to draw him one day. I would love to draw him with his hair all like flowy, Cause like that's all I see when I see Byakuya. I actually do like Gin. I think Gin is really cool. A lot of people dislike him, but you just gotta know. You just gotta know why he fights, man. Just watch the show for a bit longer. He's actually a good boy. Oh, and Renji. I feel like Renji and I would be actual friends in real life if he was real. No worries. I'm glad you're here with me anyway, though. I appreciate you. Don't worry about interacting if you're not too comfortable. I know how hard it can be sometimes to use like the translator. You can just vibe out with me. I know you're there. Appreciate you regardless. So Julia, what about Aizen, Byakuya, and Gin do you like? Oh, I'm so glad you found the stream. I'm glad Erwin drew you in. No, I gotta catch up to Attack on Titans. I know there's like a couple of new episodes that had been released, but it's just been a minute since I've seen the other ones. So I'm waiting for the right time to kind of like give myself a little recap. Well, more so, I can't really watch two shows at a time because it just felt like I'm cheating. So I recently just finished Haikyuu, so I'm all available for another anime show to indulge myself in. What other animes do you like to watch or read? Actually, let me respond to you in the chat as well in case you have the audio off. It's coming together. Oh my gosh, it's 4 in the morning? What are you doing awake? Well, I should not be asking that question because I'm also awake at like 2:20 a.m. at the moment. I hope you don't have to get up early in the morning tomorrow. Haha, you got it. The cape. I really like their uniform design. I think it's really cool. Just very detailed. As I've mentioned, I have no idea how they had to just keep redrawing that again and again. I have so much respect, especially because this is like my first time uh, drawing any character from Attack on Titans, and it was also my first time drawing their uniform. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining me as well. I think we're kind of like 70 to maybe like 67% done with this for now. No. Ooh, Naruto's a good one. I remember always just like coming home and trying to get all of my homework done before 9 p.m. because that's when Naruto would come out. And the thing is, like, if you miss one episode of an anime, or in this particular case of Naruto, then I'm gonna go to school the next day and all of my friends will be talking about it. Man, like the amount of times I had to sit alone during lunch just so I can avoid the spoilers just like kills me. I can't believe I went through all of that. How far in are you with Naruto? Because I know they have like the Shippuden, and then they also have what's Naruto's son now? I don't know. That's just like way past my generation now. Generation. It's not like I'm that old, but you know. Thank you. I really love watching other artists draw as well. I think speed painting videos like a lot of fun to watch. I definitely learn a lot from watching them. Even if they're like, even when they're not explaining everything, you just kind of see how they lay down colors and all of that. So it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean that's like this channel basically. I'm hoping to live stream just myself drawing and like we can all chill together, have a little chit chat, listen to some music. And sometimes I might bring some people in to maybe do like art drawing challenges, or I might hold like little doodling events where you can tell me what you want me to doodle for my practice. So we shall see. You should be notified whenever I go live if you guys follow me. If you want to. But yeah, I definitely do have a couple of commission pieces to go through. So you're going to be seeing a lot of commission works. Me working on a bunch of commission works. If you're a Haikyuu fan, I do a lot of haiku fan arts and art commissions. So those are the ones I have upcoming as well. The next piece, the next art commission piece that I can't wait to color, it's a self ship with, not self ship as in like myself with the character, but like my client, my commission client with Kageyama. So yeah, if you like that boy, if you like Haikyuu, stay tuned. All right, Lehman? I'm so sorry. I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me. I will definitely stream again very soon. In fact, I'm going to stream again tomorrow. I've been doing this daily. So, yeah, take care. Hope you have a great night. Bye. Yes, but back to Haikyuu. Are y'all caught up with Haikyuu? Like, are you done with the show? Are you like a manga reader as well? Yeah, I haven't really read the manga, but I've definitely seen time skip photos, and I don't know. For all of these commissioned pieces, I always draw them as the time skip version. But yeah, man, I love Haikyuu. I think this is like one of the shows that I've made the most fan arts. So that was really cool. I just think something with the fact that Haikyuu's art style is not super incredibly realistic looking. It just makes it a lot of fun for me to draw because I get to interpret it in my own style. Like, since the drawing style is already not super realistic, like I have a lot of room to mess with. But yeah, so I have that art commission. I have another one uh, with Kyotani. Kyotani? Wow, I'm like probably butchering his name. So that one's coming up, with another one with Bokuto as well. And last but not least, and another one of Atsumu. The Atsumu one is gonna be kind of spicy. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would show it on here, but we'll see. Like the Atsumu one is spicy, but it's not explicit because I don't do explicit commission works, but I do not safe for work. But yeah, the one of Kageyama is already drawn. So for that one, I think I can maybe hang out with you guys as I reline it, so you can see how bad I am at it and how much I struggle. uh, that's awesome though. Like, I'm glad to hear that you've been finding your own style. My style had definitely changed a lot over time, and I feel like with each different. Oh no, My Photoshop crashed. It's gonna pop right back up. I'm just gonna restart the software. I know, but this is actually like the smoothest it's been so far though. Like you should have seen my previous stream. It crashed like 7 times in like the span of 2 hours. So this had only crashed like what, once. Okay, we're back. Let me make sure we're back. Cool. Pop this here. Okay, I am back. Yeah, I mean, wow, what was I saying? It like threw me off guard. Think. My brain's kind of fried, to be honest. It's like 2:30. Oh, when I made the transition over to digital art, because I used to only do traditional art. It like changed my life, to be honest. There's just so much more flexibility, and for some reason, I draw better digitally. I think I started drawing digitally around like mid-October. So that's still kind of recent. But I basically did like an October drawing challenge thing where I was drawing pretty much like every day. So I definitely did get a little bit of practice. And like now I can't really look back at my older drawings. I just cringe so bad. At the time, I thought it was good. Oh, dude, I feel you with the one big dot. Uh, oh yeah, you use Photoshop. Photoshop eats so much like space, to be honest. Like, um, the processing space, is that what it is? I'm not very technical. I'm so sorry. Yeah, whenever I have Photoshop on and whenever I have my Twitch like streaming application on, my laptop is just like shh. Actually don't know if you can hear it. But yeah, I mean I'm just really glad that my husband lent me his recording equipment because you would really be hearing that fan going. Awesome, I'm glad you don't. Yeah, because this microphone is like right up my face. But if you were to come across my stream like 2 streams earlier, that was the worst one. And then the second one had terrible like fan noise and the audio wasn't too good. So then this one was like a very huge shift in quality for like $0 because like I basically stole all of this from my husband. So I'm really grateful. Yeah, no, dude, my husband spoils me. I love him so much. Just notice my music kind of stopped. Yeah, so the music we're listening to right now, it's actually by my husband. He has a band called Gimme. So yeah, I mean I'm playing his music because I know I'm not gonna have any copyright issues. But you stream working on your art? I'm definitely gonna take a peep if you have like your old videos up. Like I said, I'm still really new to this community on Twitch, so hopefully I'll get to know more artists and maybe be able to interact with them one day. Well, I mean, I can interact with them, I can just chat with them, but you know what I mean. But yes, going back to you, I would definitely love to see your definitely love to see your artworks. No, don't compare yourself. Your art is your art, and this is my art, and this is my style, you know? And like, this is years and years of practice. I mean, I've never really taken I've taken one drawing nature class where I get to draw a bunch of trees. But that tree, like, I don't know. I don't really like drawing environment, which is really bad, because like I'm trying to make my own comic book. So I gotta be kind of good at drawing everything, really. So I'm working on that. God, I suffer in that class, to be honest. I almost got attacked by a squirrel when I was trying to draw it. At what cost? No, but back to what I was saying earlier about like not comparing yourself. Like, this is something I keep reminding myself as well, because I would come across many artists that is just so freaking good, man. Like, and then sometimes I just can't help but feel a little bit jealous, you know? And I think that's just because it's a normal thing for people to compare ourselves to others. So that's something I'm trying to work on to not do. And instead of comparing myself to others, just cherish other people's hard works, congratulate them on it, show them support, and learn from it, you know? What do you like from that artwork? What technique does that artist use? And then test it out. Like, if you pick certain elements you like, and as long as you're not like literally copying them line by line, then you'll eventually grow. Because that was what I did. Like, I'm pretty much kind of self-taught with drawing and coloring and everything. When I was younger, pretty much when I had just learned how to hold a pen or a pencil. No, Photoshop crashed again. No, it was before I saved that. It's fine. What was I saying? Oh, back when I was younger, right when I had just learned how to hold a pencil, for some reason my child brain was like, sick, I know how to hold a pencil now. What can I draw? And from then, I've just been like forcing myself to draw a minimum of like a picture a day. Up until around middle school or like mid-high school was when things kind of got a little crazy with like schoolwork. And that was when I was not able to keep up with my drawing one picture a day thing. Whoa, it's too dark. But yeah, that was like a good solid like 10 plus years of practice daily. But that's just my path in life, you know? Like, I'm just very fortunate I discovered my passion at a very young age. But for some people, drawing and doing whatever they're into might just be a thing that you discover much, much later in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's why I think it's kind of unfair to like compare yourself to others, you know? What I know though is I can't wait to see myself in maybe 10 more years, see how far I grow. That'll be fun to look back to this very moment where I thought this drawing is good. Maybe I'll still think it's good. Maybe I think it's bad. I don't know. We'll see. Dude, you did architecture? That's so cool. So I went to school for film, and our film building, it's like right across the architecture school building. So I definitely got to know some architecture students, and like you guys like stay back at the studio for so late, and like so do we for film classes. So sometimes I'm always just like really surprised to see a group of students walking out of the architecture students at like, wait, sorry, wow, that didn't make sense. I just saw a group of architecture student walking out of the architecture building at like 4 a.m. And I'm like, wow. It's like fellow night owls. Nice to meet you. See, I wish I know how to draw buildings. I'm pretty bad at it. Perspective confuses me, so that's something I'm trying to work on. Do you enjoy drawing buildings? Dude, and you're not just drawing them, you're like designing them. Got you. But the thing is, you don't have to like let go of the other. You know? I wish I had like some experience drawing buildings and designing them, you know, because that would be really helpful for me, especially because this manga I'm working on, it's like it takes place in the future, so ideally it would have been really nice if I know how to design them. But I'm still at the writing stage, so I'm trying not to like worry myself too much. But yeah, I definitely love to see your artworks. So do you live stream your drawings? So what I'm currently doing right now is usually the way I work with shadows is I tend to kind of blend them out a little bit more in the first layer of shadow, so that's like shadow 1, and then in shadow 2 I like to go deeper into detail. But because I already kind of went deeper into detail for shadow 1, especially where the trousers are, so I'm kind of like reversing the role. So for shadow 2, I'm kind of doing like splotches of shadows instead. Whereas the face area, like, it's the more like detailed shadow detailing. Blah. My workflow is so inconsistent. But do whatever works best for you, you know? That's so cool you live in New York City. So it must be like 2:47 for you right now as well. Because I'm in New York State. Yeah, if you love drawing buildings and you live in New York City, I can just like imagine you at the balcony, just like with your little glass of tea with your music, and just like go at it with drawing. I mean, I don't even know how you look like. Sorry, I'm just rambling on. It just seems kind of romantic. I would love to see you live stream your art. I would definitely tune in. Just saying. Seeing people draw architecture, buildings, like very well, it's just really fascinating to watch. It also helps me understand how to do it better. It's nice. I like this community. We're all just like learning from each other. Now, do you find it easier to draw architecture buildings digitally? Or would you rather do that by hand? Like traditionally with rulers and stuff. For me, when I have to draw backgrounds, I find it a little bit easier to do that digitally just because I can use like the pen tool and like connect the dots from dot A to 2. Wait, dot A to B. Yeah, you should explore drawing architecture buildings like digitally. So many tools out there that just I think makes it a lot easier. For some of the applications, they even have like perspective lines and guides if you ever need those. Even with that, I'm still like not very good at it. Thank you so much. Now, I'm very proud of my husband. He writes some really good music. It's so crazy to see him like lock himself up in his little studio, which was like a teeny tiny bedroom that we turned into his studio. And before I know it, at the end of the day, he just came out with a song. And then before we know it, it's like a full album. It's pretty crazy. I'm also really lucky that the type of music he makes works really well with like for streaming, because if he was like if he's into like rock or metal or something, I feel like it wouldn't suit this very well. Like the vibe I was going for. So I'm very lucky in that regard as well. So do you only work on Photoshop, or do you use any other softwares? Oh, that's awesome. You teach. That's really cool. Like you have your own class as well? Sorry, that was probably a really dumb question. Just because I know a friend who like is still a grad student in uni and he's like a TA, but he also has his own classes. So it's not like he's teaching some of the classes that the professor wanted the TA to teach, you know? Like, are you a professor? Oh, that's so cool. You're a TA. No, I respect anybody who like teaches in general. I feel like teaching is difficult. Well, public speaking is difficult for me in general. But being a teacher, like teaching every couple of days or like every day during the week, that's just crazy to me. Cause my friend who is a TA, he and I are pretty close, and he would sometimes have me be like the guest speaker to do camera demos and also to talk about like how to be a camera assistant and stuff like that. And the class is like 4 hours long. And at first when he asked me to do that, I was so scared. Sorry, I talked away from the mic, so maybe my voice wasn't very loud, but I was so scared. But 4 hours really did kind of pass by real quick, especially if it's something that you're passionate about. So yeah, if this is what you're passionate about, then that's really cool that you get to talk about it. Yeah, no, that was really cool. He brought me on. I mean, I did graduate from that university, so I am quite familiar with the equipment that the school uses and just like the general area there. So there were like a few familiar faces, and like the professors know me. So would you say like this Photoshop and illustration class you're teaching, is it like 4 hours long? Because I'm just not really sure if that's just like the standard of studio classes. Because like my university's studio classes are minimum 4 hours long, sometimes 5. Got you. Honestly, I feel like shorter classes is just a lot more productive. Because when you hit that 3-hour mark, you're just kind of like dead. Dead and hungry. Oh, a little funny story when I taught that one class that my TA friend asked me to be the guest speaker for, is I was just like, I don't know, people thought I was really nice. Maybe I guess I was. I am. But then at the end of that class, I was like giving them my email so they can email me anything. But what I didn't realize is I wrote down the email wrong. I wrote down my wrong email. So it just felt kind of bad. It's almost like when someone hits on you at like the club and you just give them a fake number. Just to pretend like you were interested. Do you have any like funny teaching experience? Nah, it's okay. I told my TA friend to like give them the correct one. They just all laughed. So it's cool. So I'm kind of doing little swirly patterns to imitate a little bit of the wood texture. It's very subtle, but it's there. I'm gonna do a bit more of a drastic one here. Like random little swirls and random little like stripes. Yeah, something like that. And then I blended it out with a very light hand. With the blender. Just to kind of smooth it out a little. kind of sand it out. Alright, Photoshop, I see how it is. You're crashing again. One compliment. And then you just decide to keep crashing. It's like a little rebellious act. Alright, if Photoshop crashes one more time, I'm probably gonna call it a night. We'll see. Feeling kind of pooped. Oh no, the song ended. RIP to your student with the flash drive. Oh my goodness. Oh. Something kind of like that had happened to me at one point in my college life as well. I was editing my film and I plugged in my hard drive and I was working on the couch and I didn't have like a desk or anything, so I was like working on my lap. Should have seen that coming. It was kind of a sketchy setup. But I was like hanging out with my friend who was also like editing his film with me. And then I was trying to show him something and then I picked up my laptop and I didn't even bother to look down, but I just heard like a and it was just of my hard drive falling to the ground. Yeah. No, it was especially bad because like that had happened while the fans inside were still running. Yeah. Yeah, so no big deal. It was just a couple of grand worth of film in there. And then that hard drive is currently being used as a paperweight. The most expensive paperweight. But this is why you have 2 drives to back up onto. I just couldn't afford both. Yeah. I drew like a sad face on it. So at least my paperweight's gonna look cute. Yeah, I mean, this kind of thing sucks because it's like not everybody can afford to expensive external hard drives, you know. But it ended up costing me more because I had to reshoot that film. So had I spent just a little bit more on a backup hard drive, I would not have to reshoot my film. So lesson learned. Yeah, I hope your student didn't have a lot of stuff in that thumb drive. Or like nothing incredibly important. Oh, I don't blame him for having a face of pure disbelief. He's probably like, did you have superpowers? Like, was this just to teach him a lesson? Yeah, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I'm probably gonna head off soon as well. Alright, so for tonight, I think where I'm gonna stop is after I've laid out the second layer of shadows, but I'm not gonna bother blending it just yet. And then, yeah. The issue is not so that I'm like super sleepy or anything. I'm just kind of tired and hungry. Oh, and of course, I feel like I didn't really help you with anything, but yeah, as I've said, I'm definitely gonna have a little look at your Twitch if you have your like art streams. So yeah. Good night. Not sure if you heard that weird sound, but that was just me taking a drink. Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll stream till like 3:30. It's like a good time. So, I pretty much finished laying down my colors for now, and then I think I'm just gonna blend them a little bit. Why not? Since we're at it already anyway. I'm gonna turn off the gradient just for now, just so I can see what I'm working with. If I can find it. Where are you? There we go. Cool. Honestly, I'm not even worrying about like blending everything out seamlessly. I kind of like that little blotchy look. It looks more like little brush strokes. Wow, okay, so I may have blended everything out. So that's like pretty much it for this layer. Let me just inspect. Maybe some over here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for shadow 2, and I might even just leave it just at 2 layers. I might leave it at 2 layers of shadows. Wow, those struggling to find that word. And then on the very end, I might come back to shadows again, just do like the final look to see if I need anything more. Alright, now I'm gonna mess around with the hue and saturation. To me, this picture seems kind of like, I don't know, seems a little desaturated, so I'm gonna mess around a little. I might have to do with like the foundation of their skin color. Well, it's pretty much that in combination with how saturated the color of my highlight is. For now, out of curiosity, I'm gonna like, oops, that was the wrong layer. Out of curiosity, I kind of want to like see how it looks like with Whoa. With higher saturation for Erwin's skin. Yeah, no. Okay. So this is the issue with my highlights. So let me go to that layer and make some adjustments. So, I mean, it is kind of realistic that it would be yellow like this, but I kind of want something a little bit more orangey. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think that's a lot better. That's without the shadow, without the highlights. Yeah. I wonder if I duplicate this. Whoa, that's intense. No, but it's a lot better to have it be very intense and then like push down the opacity. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna merge this. And then I have more room. Yeah, because I can always go down. It looks pretty good. And then I think his lips can be more vibrant. I'm gonna do that little tweak now. I know it's 7 minutes past 3:30 a.m. But when I start, I can't stop. Green lips. And then I feel like the purple can maybe be a bit more vibrant. Too vibrant. I think what it needs is a gradient layer. Let me think. Because would I do gradient for just the bed or just the characters? Okay, I'm gonna call that layer. I'm gonna throw a whatever color on there. Then I'm gonna call that easy selection. That way, if I want to come back and work on this again, like only just on the characters, then it's easy for me to select. All right, so I'm gonna do a bit of a gradient for the characters and the bed. So we'll see. Yeah, let's try it. Let me try a color that is sort of identical to the one that I just used, but more of a periwinkle, because I want to introduce a little bit of a blue element into this, into the shadows. Yeah, doesn't really matter. I can always like go back in. No, it actually looks so much better with it. I'm gonna do a much lower opacity at a time, just so I can build my way up to the color. Okay, now I'm gonna do this with excluding. Let's do it excluding the characters first. And then now I'm going to work on the character. See, with easy selection, it just makes it so much easier to select them. That's the whole point of it. Got so carried away. Got the music was off. Man, I don't know. I'm kind of debating because this is so close to being done. Might just go at it. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Psh. Let's finish this. Or, let's finish it enough to a degree. So, I don't really know what this is called, but it's basically like the in-betweens. You'll see it. It's like a little like hazy look that I'm trying to add here. Yeah, that's good. So that's way too light. What was it? Was it color dodge? Yeah. I think it was color dodge. Yeah. But yeah, this is just gonna give that kind of like hazy glow. Actually, I'm gonna make this a little bit lighter. Oh shoot, I just noticed that this part was not blended very well. Sheesh, it's so bright. Oh boy. Yeah, you want to lightly run this, especially at places that's like in between the shadows and the highlights. So I'm not really sure if I said this a second ago, but so I think I found out what mode I had this set to for the layers. So the mode I'm currently on is called color dodge. I'm pretty much only running this like at the very spot where your highlight meets the shadows. Yeah, that's looking so much better. More like the sun's really hitting on them. I feel like that's pretty much done. Alright. Now, for the finishing touches, I'm gonna merge everything. I'm gonna make a duplicate of everything and then I'm gonna merge it all. So that way I have one layer to work with for this, because otherwise Photoshop wouldn't let me render stuff like lens flare. But yeah, this doesn't end here. So what I would do too is I would export this. So I would export this and then pop it onto Visco. And then I would mess around with the different filters as I would if I'm like editing a film and like I'm trying to do LUTs. And then that's gonna give me a better direction of like, or a better idea of how I maybe want to try doing this or that differently. Okay, so I'm messing with lens flare at the moment. Yeah. Alright. So I know that's really intense, but I'm gonna lower the opacity. Actually, I think I'm gonna get rid of this lens flare. Yeah. And I'm gonna, on this merged layer, I'm gonna go to curves. I'm gonna go to adjustments and then I'm gonna go to curve. And then now I have control over the entire image, so I can do like my final tweaking and stuff. I mean, I don't really think it needs anything too crazy. Like, that looks pretty good. Yeah, just like push the darks a little bit. Alright, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. I mean, it's pretty much done. All I need to do is just to put my credit on there and export this file onto my phone, and then try out a couple of different try out a different filters, and then I'm gonna export it back onto my laptop, just to make sure that the filters isn't anything too crazy, like that it still looks good on the laptop. And yeah, and then I'm pretty much gonna send in a work in progress. I don't know. I'm gonna send that to my client, and if she gives me the approval, then I'm gonna send her the final file. So yeah, thank you so much for everybody who had joined my stream today. Really appreciate you guys. I know it's really late, especially if you are EST. It's currently 4 a.m. at the moment. Yeah, I'll catch you again tomorrow, probably at 5, like always. So hope you all have a great night or a great morning. Bye.